just do it with Miami Dolphins.
The pressure, he's in trouble. Loses the football. Touchdown! Got it!
You have got to be kidding me.
Jalen Waddle. It's a Dolphin touchdown.
Throwing deep upfield on the near side. Man open. Touchdown!
Looking deep, he's got a man. Touchdown!
The run from Tua Tagovailoa.
Touchdown!
He's going deep. He's got it for a touchdown. He's in.
Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fire to the end zone. Touchdown!
Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan.
Let's go!
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we're back here for another one, as including the 2-day legal tampering window. We are now 5 days officially into free agency. 3 days, 3 normal days, 2 days of tampering, and man, not a lot of huge moves, but a few things did happen that we're going to talk about today that are definitely noteworthy. And two of those topics we're going to slightly cover here in my opening in a sec here. But I hope everyone had a fantastic week. I hope everyone had a fantastic Friday. And I hope you have a fantastic week ahead of you guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. We are like 50 away from 11K. So let's get there. Appreciate all of you for coming through. Let's start off with this, because I got to get this off my chest, all right? What's with the white knighting and the overdying loyalty to, never mind transcendent, not even great players? Like everyone, I mean, if you watch this channel, you know how I feel about Mike Gesicki, all right? The man was more worried about his frost tips and catching balls thrown over the house and running through the garage than he was perfecting his craft, okay? Perfect example. Y'all remember a couple years ago when Tua had the tablet and him and all the guys were looking over at plays on the perform field? Where was Mike Gesicki? On a yacht. Mike Gesicki barely came, maybe a handful of times came out to perform. Maybe. Listen, first of all, I don't get the adoration. Second of all, you're classless, because I said today, and tell me where I was wrong, okay? This guy goes and signs with the Patriots, so what did I say? Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. The only time this guy could lay a block was with his finger on Twitter. Tell me where I'm wrong. Overrated massively by people in this fan base. Massively. Just like Jerome Baker. When he signed that contract, I had people trying to convince themselves and convince me on Twitter that this guy was Darius Leonard, Fred Warner, because of his tackle numbers. Again, how many people actually watch the film? What, because I liked 1 or 2 nice catches he does every year? The guy runs out routes in the shape of a piece of elbow macaroni. Okay, the guy can't separate. The guy, for that dominant of size, you should be perfecting your craft and perfecting your body. You know why? There is no way we are how many years to him being in the league now, and that guy offers you zilch physicality at the catch point. Zilch! How many times have we seen Mike Gesicki outmuscle someone in the red zone? The majority of the time, he has to be wide open. He offers you nothing after the catch. Nothing. I don't get what the fascination is. I really don't, and I'll never understand. You know why? Maybe it's because I let film tell me how I feel about a player. Listen, Everyone knows I believed in Tua's ceiling. I wasn't ready to declare Tua a franchise quarterback. Check the receipts. I never declared him a franchise quarterback in 2020 or 2021. The furthest I went was in 2021 because the flashes, I was getting a lot more in a game than I was in 2020. And I was seeing a lot of things, which I've gone over multiple times on this channel, that I was saying, okay, if you put a competent staff around him and if you put competent personnel around him, yeah, you might have a franchise quarterback there. 110%. What happens? They do all of that. We see Tua's ceiling, right? I let people wanted to call me a Tua-neer just because I know how to watch film and they don't. And just because in the end, the evaluation that many of us, including me and EM Dolphin fan, had were right. So, I don't know what else to say. Gesicki, Tua in year 3 flashed MVP conversation, top 3 at his position. Let's be honest here. I don't care what people have tried to tell you. Gesicki was never a top 10 tight end, no matter who tried to lie to you. He just wasn't rounded out enough. The guy's not even the guy's so linear. He's not even really a tight end. He's a big slot. The guy never. Dude, are we out here? People out here acting like we lost Travis Kelce. Give me a break. And even still, as a believer in Tua, as someone who sees Tua as a franchise quarterback, I can still be objective with Tua. What have I said? If that man gets hurt and goes down this year and misses significant time, it's not going to be good for his future in Miami. And if they moved on with him, ability is no longer the issue. Durability is the issue now in the question mark. And I've said, if they move off of him because of durability issues continue to pop up, even all of us who believe in him, what can we say? You got to put the logo over the franchise. You got to put the logo over the player. Period. So, but I've already said he's cleaned up the tiki-taki. Now he's just got to clean up the judo stuff. But I got a whole bunch of donations I got to go through here. But I just, how people, where's the loyalty? Loyalty to what? Do you think he's loyal to me and you when the paycheck? Not much of it. It shows you how much the NFL even thinks of him, eh? Sure didn't get paid like a top 10 tight end, huh? People try to convince me this guy's top 10. Sure didn't get paid of it, and half the money he got paid is incentives. Guess the film wasn't lying to me, and a lot of people were thinking with this instead of this, huh? It happens a little too often. So, people out here acting like we're losing. Man, I'll go even further than this. Give me Randy McMichael 7 days a week and twice on Sunday over Mike Gesicki. Are you kidding me? I'll even go even further, man. I think if we would have re-signed Charles Clay and kept him in Miami, Charles Clay was more well-rounded than him. The guy still offered you between 500 to 650, 700 yards, but he could block like a beast. And he was much more physical in the red zone than good old Mike Gesicki was. Right? Were we all crying tears and white knighting for Charles Clay when he got paid in Buffalo? Stop that nonsense right now. All right? I don't get it, man. This guy was more interested in his frost tips than perfecting his craft to be better for you guys as fans and for this franchise. And somehow I got to be loyal to him? To anyone who thinks I need to be loyal to Mike Gesicki, all right? That's what I got to say to you. I don't know that man, Jack Bo Diddley. Thank you very much. Period. All right? Wasn't a fan of him while he was here. See ya. Out the door. Goodbye. Not going to miss ya. And what did I tell? The people want to still make excuses. Oh, he's not a scheme fit. Yeah, we already knew he wasn't a scheme fit. I see all these casuals talking about scheme fit like they know what they're talking about when I know who started that talk anyways. Right? Me and EM, thank you very much. So now I got to listen to this crap. He's not a scheme fit, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but guess what? If he was a hard worker, willing and able, look at the tight end minds we have in our room. Go look at all the people John Embry's worked with. Go look at the guys McDaniels worked with. Go look at the guys Frank Smith has worked with. Literally, we've gone over these lists all the way back John Emery goes all the way back to Tony Gonzalez. That guy made Jordan Cameron an all-pro. Concussions are what, and injuries are what slowed down Jordan Cameron. And we got him when he was a shell of himself in Miami. But you go watch him in the Browns. That guy made Jordan Cameron like a Pro Bowler. Jordan Cameron, very similar build, but more willing and a harder worker with a better work ethic. And that's why he ended up becoming a somewhat decent blocker. And I'll even agree with what Topher's saying. You need Trent Sherfield more than Gesicki. I would miss Trent Sherfield, and it looks like he is going somewhere else, which I've been telling you for a couple of days, but come on, man. You people act like, I just don't understand. I don't mean like all of you, but these people that do it, they did the same thing with Jerome Baker. You guys fall in love with the person you see in clips more than the player. Bro, I'm a fan of this franchise. I'm a fan of winning. I'm a fan of production. And not just 700 yards because every other receiving option on the team got hurt and Tua was forced to throw to him in 2021 and 2020. Thank you very much. Especially 2021. Saw what happened when we started getting some real guys in there, huh? Just saying. And again, Thomas Morstead just doubled down on my point. Why do I got to be loyal to these guys? The guy goes signed to the New York Jets after 1 year, right? Telling fans on Twitter he wants to come back here. He's thinking about retiring, but he wants to come back here. Look how quickly that guy went to the Jets. Money talks, bullshit walks, all right? When are y'all going to learn this? Sure, are there players out there who care about us as fans and love us as fans? 110%. Well, who do you think they give a crap about at the end of the day? Huh? Our opinions are a stack of a bunch of Benjamin's opinions. They're leaning towards the Benjis. I hate to be the one to tell you. So, hey, people want to sit here, overrate, white knight, go to bat for a terrible route runner, a guy who didn't put in the work to become better at his craft. Has he really grown as a player since the day he came into the league? Ask yourself that. Actually look inside yourself and ask yourself that. And then ask yourself why. It's not like he hasn't, especially this year, it's not like he didn't have the minds around. It's not like they didn't give him a chance. We saw them give him multiple chances to block. So, listen, you want to overrate? You want to be in love with something like that? Knock yourself out. Do you, boo-boo. I ain't going to get caught up in that. Thank you very much. Not happening. Peace out on that one. So, Tech says, hey, reason why is it that we always seem to be on the same page? Because we know ball. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Listen, I know ball, and I'm terribly objective. The problem is, the tape told me things about Tua that led me to conclusions that had people try to label me as a Tua-neer, yet those conclusions have played out to be 110% correct. So again, even with Tua, sure, I believed in the kid's ceiling, and I believed in the kid, but I still went off film. It's the same reason why you hear EM Dolphin fan speak so highly of Tua now. Me and EM Dolphin fan, we're literally giving everyone the same exact evaluation. The film was telling us the same exact thing. Now, he was a little bit more vibrant and vocal about it, where I was more understanding that, okay, well, not more understanding. He knew it was all fixable, right? He knew it was all fixable. We both knew it was all fixable. I just believe, that's why. Did you ever hear, ask yourself this, did you ever hear EM Dolphin fan when all these clowns got on that Skylar QB1? And a guy who loved, let's be honest, all those clowns who were using Skylar as a QB1 were using EM Dolphin fans' evaluation of Skylar Thompson because that's who they were rolling with. And then when they saw him say pump the brakes at QB1, and then when they saw his evaluation continue game by game with Tua and turn out to be the exact same evaluation as me again, that we got a franchise guy here if he stays healthy. We got a top 5, top 3 quarterback in this system. And now what? Now they all, right? Now they got problems with the Dolphin fan. You know what I mean? Like, that's how these people work, man. Right? They call us two-and-ears, but they're the ones that spend, 2-hour shows, 7-hour panels, 12-hour spaces talking about the kid, not us. Right? Unbelievable. Bro, the thing they hate the most, they are the two-and-ears. Like, they talk about them more. Oh, my God. Holy. So, anyways, knock yourselves out, man. I told, again, what did they tell all of y'all? I told all y'all that Lamar Jackson stuff was coming down the pipeline over a year ago. That this was going to happen. Did I not? Okay? Then, I told you when it really started ramping up, don't waste time on these spaces, on these shows, on these panels that I'm going to talk about because it's not happening. I don't think people understand, trust me. I could start a Baltimore Ravens site, and so could Neil Driscoll if we wanted to, all right, on the info we get passed from out of there. So, in fact, I heard, hey, want to hear something little, I've heard interested, but they're not going to have the money. But I've heard Calais Campbell, if he doesn't work it out with the Ravens, he'd be interested in coming to Miami. But money again, right? We only have we had $9 million going into today. Now, some of these veterans like Melvin Ingram are going to have to wait, and I've told all y'all what I've heard is Melvin Ingram's looking to take a team-friendly deal after June 1st. So we got to get some of these veterans to wait around. So, interesting stuff. Hey, we'll see how it all plays out. But, man, don't tell me who to be loyal to. And then I had someone saying, this doesn't rep the fan base. I felt like saying to myself, I didn't tweet that, but brother, I hate to be the one to tell the guy with 400 followers on Twitter, look at my Twitter, look at my YouTube. I represent this fan base a lot more than some of these jabronis do. And thank God, might I add. Thank God. See? Reason has been the most positive sunshine, lollipop, and rainbow guy, and I never would have thought I would have been that in this community over the last year and a half, especially with the quarterback situation. And it's all worked out, but hey, I still got that spice in me, right? So, and I still call it like I see it. Don't know what to say. Just some people got attachment to this guy. Hey, knock yourself out. I don't know why you would. All right, because by the money he got, in the words of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, mid. All right, so let's get into that. Mike Gesicki, his deal today with the Patriots, 1 year, $4.5 million, with another $4.5 million in incentives. Wow. Never mind will Mike Gesicki come back. We'll never get back that money we franchise tagged him with. And it looks like he robbed us at, with no gun and no mask. And that also tells you Mike Gesicki's market, yeah, is about as existent as my Wednesday $1 million lottery winning, hence the reason why I'm here on a Friday night. All right? That's all I got to say. So, Mike Gesicki, hardly knew you. Watched you hardly grow, let's be honest, as a player. And really, I mean, oh my God. It's crazy to me that Eric Saubert has a chance to be more impactful in this offense than Mike Gesicki was last year. Oh. And you remember that little tight end university, all those guys are trying to, he's a top 5 tight end. Yeah. Why don't you go talk to all the GMs in the NFL? Because by the looks of it, you'd be lucky if they think he's a top 15 at what he got paid. That's nothing to write home about. I mean, hell, more than I've earned this year for sure. But from a athletic level in the NFL, with the money that's been handed out, man, oof. Oof. And also, watch this guy. Don't worry, he's gonna gritty when he blocks all the Patriot fans for them saying $4.5 million was an overpay. Don't worry, he's coming for all of y'all. Right? You're gonna pay him $4.5 million for the worst gritty you've ever seen in your life. Enjoy that. And I mean, yeah, listen to this. Okay. 1 year, $4.5 million, $3.55 million guaranteed, a $1.15 million base salary, $2.4 million signing bonus, $4.5 million in playing time, receiving yards, and touchdown, and games played incentives. So this guy has got to play obviously a certain amount of games, score a certain amount of touchdown, hit a certain amount of marks and yardage. Man, they loaded they for $4.5 million. For $4.5 million, he's got to do all those things. They have sent like 4 or 5 benchmarks just for him to make $4.5 million. Ooh, to escalate it. Man, that's painful. Woo! Enjoy, Mikey. Enjoy. At the end of the day, these guys, you should have just come back for the fact that the Dolphins paid you more than anyone ever will. Because now you are on the definition of a 1-year prove-it deal. And under Bill, and you got Mac Jones throwing to you. Oh. Now, I know he's hoping Bill O'Brien, right? Because Bill O'Brien was the offensive coordinator, was there when they were running the Hernandez and Gronk day. So him and Hunter Henry, I wonder which one's going to be the murderer, right? Because both of them look like they're soft and they don't got that in them. So we'll see how that works out. End of the day, all they did was move Jonnu Smith and replace him for Mike Gesicki. Enjoy. Was he a class act, though, Rome? The guy went on a Twitter blocking spree, and he blocked people that didn't even, talk bad about him, and I don't even have to talk about me. There were people who legitimately never talked bad about him. He just went on a blocking spree, finding anyone that mentioned his name in his fan base and blocked them. Really? I don't know. Kind of a bitch to me, no? Kind of acting like the guy with those 2001, frost tips, right? All he needs is the visor, and he can spike his hair through the visor, and he's good to go. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of shady. Man, am I the only one who would actually be like Tua? Like, come on. Am I the only one who would actually be like Tua? Man, I'd be too busy living my life getting paid to waste my time on social media. That's not, let alone searching my name and going through and blocking people. I don't know, man. That's like King Petty stuff to me. I mean, hey, you got all the time in the world to do that, brother. Knock yourself out. But I got a lot of stuff you could have done to work on improving your game instead of worrying about what people are saying about you in the fan base while you're on this team. I don't know. Maybe go work with Golden Feet. Go learn how to be a good route runner instead of sitting there on Twitter and searching what people say about you. I don't know. That might be a better use of your time. Maybe you would have got more than that embarrassing contract you got today. And I call it embarrassing because we know how much he expected. This guy thought he was going to cash in. And I kept telling him, remember I said on the finish line, is this guy even going to make $8 million? Remember I was asking that. Wasn't it not? This guy makes half. The only way he can make $8 million is if he hits all these incentives. My Lord. Whew. Enjoy, Michael. We're not even on a short first name basis anymore. I'm going to call you Michael from now on. Enjoy it. And I'm going to say this. And I don't care what anyone says. I said this on Twitter. Keep that head up, kid. Keep that head up that seam. And keep that head up over the middle of the field, baby. Because Deshaun Elliott, Brandon Jones, and that boy Javon Holland, boy, they're going to take your head off. They're going to pop you like a pimple, baby, and I'm here for it. I hope they open you up like a can of worms, man. I hope you just turn and boom, right between the numbers, man. Welcome back to the Hard Rock. All right? That's what I hope happens. All right? Keep your head up, kid. All right? Don't turn into Eric Lindros when Scott Stevens is out there patrolling the ice, because we got some thumpers up there patrolling, and looks like you're going to be falling in their range, man. And I already know you shy away from physicality. When you go up and, we already know you can't win at a catch point when physical players meet you at that catch point. Oh, baby. If I was Javon Hahn, I'd say, yo, guys, let him catch it. As soon as his toes tap that turf, boom, just like a missile. Light him up. All right? You want to give us a shitty work ethic? You want to half-ass it? That's why you didn't grow and develop as a player. You want to half-ass it? And then on top of that, you want to go to the division rival who you know how that's going to sit in that locker room. Brother, I wish you nothing but the best when we see you twice on Sunday, because you're going to need it. Thank you very much. Yes, he cannot win at the catch point against a... You got to listen to what I'm talking about. Mike Gesicki cannot win at the catch point against physical defenders. The only way he can win at the catch point is if he's open or if he's got a size advantage. But when you're talking about guys who are physical and going to play the body at the catch point, not just the ball, Mike Gesicki does not win in those. And if you try to tell me anything else than that, you're lying, and I know you don't watch film. Period. And once you put that jersey on, man, even if I did like you, I don't like you anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Right? And Morstead, just another proof of all these people. Well, you got to be loyal. Loyal to what? Morstead's just another guy. Right? Look at, he tried to make us vouch for him to bring him back only to go to the Jets. Man, go look at Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas, that's a real class act. All right? When he left here, when he's forced out, and we had offers from Belichick, I can't do that to these fans. Listen, I loved Jason Taylor when he was a Dolphin. Never sat right with me when Jason Taylor went to the Jets. Never sat right with me. Thank God his sister is unbelievably out of this world. That's all I got to say. So, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. A lot of people seem to care that Morstead left. And I'm just like, why? All right. Let's get back. We've been talking about this the last couple of days. Per source, Barry Jackson tweeted out this morning, the Dolphins have shown interest in George Fant, who has 60 NFL starts at tackle for Seattle and the Jets. Here's the issue, guys. As I've noticed, I expect right tackle competition, Barry Jackson says. He is a disaster at right tackle. Absolute disaster. Now, at left tackle, this is a guy who's serviceable if Armstead's going to miss time. That's what George Fant looks like to me. You do not want him playing a lot. Brandon Shell is better at right tackle. It's not even close. You don't want him. Maybe for like a game if he has to step in and finish the 3/4 of the rest of the snaps in the game, you'd be fine with him at right tackle. You do not want a 3-4 game stretch with him at right tackle. No, sirree, Bob. That is not an ideal situation. I'm just warning everyone right now. All right? Just letting you know that's not ideal. Man, I'll throw that second round tender at Josh Nijman or Terrence Steele at this pace. Jeez. McCam Fleming, I think, is better. Jermaine Illuminor is better option than George Fant. Hell, you can make the argument, and Dolphin fans might remember this name, Billy Turner might be a better option than George Fant. Good God. At right tackle, that is, right? So, I don't know, man. Not vibing. Not overly vibing with that one. And guys, this might become an issue. So this is what Barry Jackson said in his update article today. I'm going to read this portion here. This was his 9:30 a.m. update. This is all about the right tackle market. So this is behind a paywall. So he said the Dolphins have reached out to several right tackles with considerable starting experience according to multiple sources. Among them, George Fant, who started 60 games, including 36 for the Jets over the past 3 seasons. Miami hasn't ruled out re-signing Brandon Shell, and there are several other players they've been closely studying or contacted. Shell appeared in 13 games and had 11 starts for Miami last season. Our understanding is that the Dolphins are open to signing someone who can compete with Austin Jackson at right tackle as opposed to a player who would automatically be a backup. Fant was a good starter for the Jets in 2020, primarily at right tackle. No, he's not that. He hasn't been good. So that's where he's going here, right? Shell remains another option, he says here, okay? Now, this is why this matters. Later on today, per source, the Bills have expressed interest in Brandon Shell. The Bills are now in the Brandon Shell sweepstakes. Right? They're confident in Spencer Brown, who you guys remember I liked in the draft process, but this could be the vet for competition and back. If we lose Brandon Shell, my God. We've let this market dwindle down, and then we're going to get the guy who's familiar, and we're going to lose him to an AFC rival, apparently. Come on, man. I don't know what. They got to be waiting on something. And I'll keep checking in until I find something. There's got to be something in play here. Let me get back here, though. I do want to go over your guys's donations, because I know I missed a bunch here, so let me go over them here for a sec. Give me 1 sec, guys. Let me bring them back. We got the donations here. All right. So let me go over them here. 29 minutes ago from, let's play that again. Kevin says, Reason, I love your channel, bro. This is the first time catching a stream from the beginning. Thanks for the content, brother. I appreciate the donation, Kevin. Thank you very much, sir. I do it for all of y'all. Griffin Gaming then donated 20. He said, so Gesicki leaves a team where he's expected to be a possession tight end who could block to a team where he'll be expected to be a blocking tight end that can be a possession catch guy when he's vertical threat tight end. Yeah, good luck to him, eh? 26 Knight says, Mike's only upside is vertical leap, no hands. Yeah, he does have drops. I didn't even mention the drops, right? We've seen it. Griffin Gaming says, I liked Gesicki, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't a must-keep in my opinion. And I agree with you, Griffin Gaming, 110%, right? 110%. You ain't lying. EM Baller, he says, why are some upset about Gesicki leaving? He goes to the Pats, who are mid since Brady left. Pats' last 2 high-priced tight ends were cut. Mike G, mid like DVP. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? EM Baller knows what's good. Everyone thought DVP was going to dominate us. How did that work out? Fake Spike 94. Mike G and Devontae Parker are the same. They are the enemy. They are the enemy. I agree. And you guys bringing up DVP is a great point. Everyone, man, he's gonna be deadly for them and great for. How'd that work out? Okay, all right. Mac Jones still throwing the football, and that team's still a disaster. Been a disaster since 1-2 left. I mean, that's just what it is. All right. Now back to right tackle here. At this point, just lock down Brandon Shell, and if you miss on Brandon Shell, you better move up in the draft. You better go after someone in the draft or you better have a moving deal, or you better be willing to part with that second-round pick for Terrence Steele or a Josh Nijman. Because, I mean, after Brandon Shell leaves, it's either Terrence Steele or Josh Nijman make the most sense. Take a flyer on Jermaine Illuminor or Cam Fleming, and I think that's about it. Like, I don't understand the lack of urgency. And this isn't just about protecting Tua. This is about shoring up your run game, too. I just don't get it. You know? We're not in a position, thank you, Stephen Ross, for Darnell Wright. Maybe they take a guy like Matthew Bergeron later on. Maybe they take a Warren McClendon. Maybe they take Freeland out of BYU. I don't know. But we're really backing ourselves up into a corner here where it's going to be either Jackson works or we're screwed. And I'm leaning towards we're screwed right now. Now, our biggest hope is Duke Mayweather from O-Line Masterminds is going to get this guy locked down. Now, Duke Mayweather, I've raved about him on this channel before, works with some of the best in the NFL, including Teron Armstead. And he told a fan on Twitter of the Dolphins that Austin Jackson will be joining his squad soon. If Duke Mayweather ain't going to fix this man, ain't no one going to fix this man. Period. That's like he's like the Tom House. Everyone knows how much I've been talking about Tom House. I was the first person actually in this community to ever bring up Tom House. Because I've been talking about Tom House since 2019 in this community. Hey, Reason. Yeah, he's the Tom House for offensive lineman. Hey, Reason, love your show and spot-on analysis. Being 6 hours behind, always miss you live. Not today, brother. Fins up. Maholas from Hawaii. 50th State Fins fan. Appreciate the donation. Man, just go outside and just close your eyes and take in that Hawaiian air and just understand how jealous I am of you right now. All right? Just understand how jealous I am of you right now. I wish. I got snow out there. You know, my graphic guy, shout out to Joey today, was saying to me, yeah, man, I'm so burnt. You know, I was out in the South Beach. You know, it was my sister's birthday. We're out on the boat. I'm like, brother, I'm looking out the window right now at nothing but snow. And over the last 2 weeks, now, albeit it's starting to melt a little bit, but over the last 2 weeks, we've had snowfalls where I've ran out of places to put snow. I've broken my favorite and most reliable shovel that I've used for years and years. Man, and people out here complain about a little sunburn. Man, I wish I was getting that kind of vitamin D. I swear to God. All right, continuing on. This is a big one here, and I checked in on this, so let's talk about this. Former Steelers linebacker Devin Bush got a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Seahawks per league source. The Dolphins were also in talks with Bush, a South Florida product, as they still may be looking to add a linebacker after reaching deals with David Long and Duke Riley. Now, if you remember, after we signed David Long, I tweeted out and I said on here that I heard we weren't done on linebacker. About an hour later, they not only added Duke Riley, I continued to hear they were exploring the market, as I've told all of you. This is very interesting in terms of what does this mean for Jerome Baker. Now, me, along with multiple other people, have reported Jerome Baker, the rumblings we're hearing is Jerome Baker's not safe. If they would have added Devin Bush, now someone asked me yesterday too in the chat, listen, I know Devin Bush's play has been up and down. Devin Bush is a scheme fit, and I believe Fangio would get a lot out of him. Let's get that right, number one, okay? Number two, they wouldn't have paid him a lot of money. Number three, this would have brought up the Jerome Baker conversation. Now, Jerome Baker's money, his guarantee kicked in today at about 3 p.m. Here's the issue. We still save money if he's designated as a post-June 1st. So, remember, we got money freeing up, veterans sticking around, the market. Like Drew Tranquil signed with the Chiefs today, and it wasn't until late. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. I would have taken Drew Tranquil. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. See, here's the thing. Well, I never made no exceptions for Tua. I never once did. I am a very, very what have you done for me lately, but I'm old school in a lot of ways. I believe in games are won and lost in the trenches. But I also, since 2019, have been preaching, you give players 3 years. By the end of year 3, you should have a grasp of what that player's ceiling is going to be or what he could be in the NFL. And then you move on. You decide to move on or move forward. And Austin Jackson should have been moved on from. Some guys you just know. You can just look at. You don't need 3 years, right? Like Josh Rosen, no one needed 3 years in the NFL to realize this guy ain't it. And if you did need 3 years, I don't know how to help you. Miles Jack is not the same guy who's playing with like Telvin Smith and Paul Posluszny. He's not the same guy anymore. And take this from a guy who was a big-time Miles Jack fan. Not the same guy. Big Heck says, yo, Reason, I could chill with you talking these Fins all day, every day. Too bad you're not here in South Florida. Much love. My friend, that'll change. Don't worry. We're going to come down. We're going to have some meetups, and we're going to all talk ball, eat some wings, and drink some drinks. Right? Don't worry. It's going to change. Watch Fant in 2020. He was actually solid at right tackle. Bro. Again, I just said, what have you done for me lately? All right? I could watch Herbert in 2020, and he looked like the rookie of the year. He was the rookie of the year who looked like he was in line to be an MVP by year 2 or year 3 and take the world by storm while Tua was struggling and Joe Burrow had a torn ACL. How does that turned out? One's been to the Super Bowl and an AFC Championship twice, and the other one is the only one out of him and Herbert who's been in the MVP conversation. So, I mean, what have you done for me lately? Right? Because don't forget, the problem with Fant, too, is he got hurt, right? And when George Fant got hurt, his play declined. That's what George Fant's biggest issue has been, was his play declining from injuries. So, listen, I like him better at left tackle than I do at right tackle. That's just where I'm with, man, it's just such a stretch. Like, I'm bringing back Brandon Shell like 10 times out of 10. Like, that's not even close. Right? Like, man, he's scheme familiar. He's a natural, right? Come on, man. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. That doesn't change me. But 2020. I mean, also in 2020 he was at left tackle, right? He's the one who filled in for Mekhi Becton in 2020. Sorry, in 2021. In 2020, he was at right tackle. He started 13 games there. And then he started left tackle for Mekhi Becton in 2020 when he got injured. And then he got named the starting right tackle in 2021. Got shifted back to left tackle in week 2 because Mekhi Becton went down again. Finished 2021 at left tackle. Then he was named the starting left tackle to start 2022, and he went on IR in September. And then I think he came off IR in like December. So, listen, he hasn't played since 2020 right tackle. I don't know, man. Like, come on. Brandon Shell's familiar. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. I really can't. Absolutely shocking to me. Bargain bin shopping at the offensive line. Yeah, McLeish got overpaid, but McGarry was very fair. Very fair, $11 million. Let's not lie to ourselves on that one just because we didn't land the guy. Very, very fair. So, now, with Devin Bush here for a sec, I got to pivot back to Devin Bush for a sec here, because with Devin Bush, I know we didn't come close to offering what Seattle did. So when I say that we're out here shopping for another linebacker, remember, I did report a couple weeks ago that I was hearing that they were trying to potentially rebuild the linebacking corps for free agency, and I think Bush would have felt in. He would have been a guy they could have thought they could have got a high-value contract out of, where they could have got more production than for what they paid for. So, obviously, did not work out. That's no surprise. But, hey, they're still – this makes me happy because I get to do my linebacker big board. So, they're still in the linebacker market. They're still looking, like I said, after we signed David Long, and like I prepared people for, they're trying to rebuild this some way, somehow. So we'll see how it all plays out, because it makes a very curious case for what you do with Jerome Baker if it doesn't work out. Then, guys, some good news. Might not have brought back Trent Sherfield, but they brought back the flowing River. River Cracraft has come back on a 1-year deal. Shout out to River Cracraft. Man, he was really trending upwards early on in the season, right? And injuries and time out of the lineup really affected him in the long run. But, man, another contributor. I know, like if you look at our room right now, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Eric Ezekama, Braxton Berrios, Freddie Swain, River Cracraft, Braylon Sanders. Decent room there, man. Well, especially at the top. It's one of the best rooms at the top. 1-2 punch there is. So, hey. I think Sam Skeet says, how are they bringing Cracraft back and not Sherfield? I think it's because money, brother. I think when we see the Cracraft contract come out, because I haven't had a chance to check, I think I think Cracraft's gonna be super cheap. Sherfield earned to get paid, man. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it today, but he posted on Twitter, these emojis, and I posted "Please Don't Go" along with the music video, portion of the music video of "Please Don't Go." So, because I don't want to lose Trent Sherfield, I want to keep Trent Sherfield more than Gesicki. So I love Trent Sherfield. I'm a huge Trent Sherfield. That guy in 1 year, he made me a believer in him. But it's a business. I get it. I'm not gonna sit here and cry about him. And if he puts on a Patriot jersey to go play with Mike Gesicki, all bets are off. And that's a guy I like. So know that. All right. Now, the Dolphins, they brought in former Pro Bowl Patriot punter Jake Bailey for a visit, and then they ended up signing Jake Bailey. All right, let's compare him. So Morstead last year averaged about 46.4 yards per punt. Bailey averaged about 42.1. Morstead averaged about 40.5 net punting yards last season. Bailey averaged about 35.5. Morstead pinned 28 punts inside the 20 last season. Bailey pinned 12 punts. So Morstead pinned about 45.9% of his punts inside the 20, while Bailey only about 32.4%. But in his career, Bailey has pinned 45.9%. Now, he was an All-Pro and Pro Bowler in 2020. Again, what have you done for me lately, right? So the thing is, last year he punted in 9 games, and then he was on injured reserve and he had a back injury, and then he was released last week. And He signed a 4-year, $13.5 million extension last August, but he was placed on the suspended list in December, and that voided his future guarantees. And there's actually a grievance that's been filed by his agent to contest the suspension. So, a real sour relationship between him and the New England Patriots. So we got rid of a bunch of turncoats, and we brought in a turncoat that hates the team they're turning on. I love it. Hopefully, he can get back to that Pro Bowl All-Pro form, but listen, I'm not going to sit, back injuries especially with a punter, I'm not going to sit here and expect that, all right? I just need Thomas Morstead level of production. Speaking of Morstead, who is, him and Gesicki are officially the jabronis of the week. Look at this man. Got my green on, kiss me, I'm a Jet. Go say that in South Florida and see how that works out. Hey? Kiss me, I'm a Jet. Oh, yeah. You're going to learn real quick down in South Florida. You go do that. Just punch you, you're a Jet. All right? Slap you, you're a Jet. Pimp slap you, you're a Jet. This guy out here trying to tug on all this fan base's heartstrings on Twitter about retiring and wanting to come back. Man, stop this nonsense right now, all right? Stop this nonsense. You are the enemy. That's it. All right? You're the enemy. I don't know what else to say to you, Thomas. After we spent such a special moment this year with the 0 punt game, Tua delivered for you, and you do us dirty like that. Hey, again, are fans going to tell me to be loyal to Thomas Morstead? Huh? Don't be classless. I don't know these guys, Jack Bo Diddley, all right? Guys, if you are a Patreon, just an FYI, 615 of you in the room. Subscribe if you're new. We're under 50 away to 11K. So, hey, hit that subscribe button if you can. Appreciate all of y'all. What I do want to say, if you are a Patreon, I will be uploading my episode of 3 Takes. We'll be coming to Patreon tonight. So if you are a Patreon, be on the lookout for the episode of 3 Takes. I wanted to let the Friday of free agency play out, and we'll do a free agency 3 Takes tonight. So be out on the lookout for 3 Takes if you're a Patreon. Shout out to that man, Kader Kohou, for getting that performance bonus. Kader Kohou earned a performance bonus of $705,584, a hell of a payday for a UDFA turned starter, arguably Miami's best find last offseason. Man, we just turned these UDFA corners into gold, man, and you gotta respect and you gotta love them, man. Shout out to Kader Kohou, earned every dollar, young blood. Continue to get better, put the work in. Man, that slot down. You and Needham, y'all got it this season. Man, that secondary is going to be something to watch. I honestly cannot wait to watch this defense in action this year. It's got the makings of watching something special. And Kader Kohou, let's hope there's no sophomore slump, and let's hope he takes another step. All right, another step forward. Guys, as far as free agency, I know it's been a little slow in terms of we started on such a bang last Sunday, but let things play out. We got a lot of money freeing up, and we don't got a lot of money we got to allocate towards what? Towards the draft because of the picks we have left. So they're positioning themselves where, man, we got even guys we can restructure and extend to free up even more cap. And you know what I'm going to do. If anything breaks, if anything happens, I'm going to go live this weekend. We're going to drop it for you. And, if a plethora of moves happen on one of the days, as always, I'll be recapping the days, the busy days. I will be here to recap them for you. No problem. You can depend on me. So, guys, please, I need you to do me a favor. Please, smash that like button. I need you to smash it, smash it, smash it. Smash it like it's Mike Gesicki catching a ball over the seam and you're Javon Holland just coming downhill like a missile, all right? Smash that like button on the way out. And if you haven't, please go back, check out the latest episodes of Fin Too Deep and The Finish Line. Those will be uploaded tonight to Spotify, Apple, and all the major podcasting platforms if that's how you get your fix. Guys, man, week 1 of free agency done. And what's crazy is it is March 17th. We are about a month. We are about a month and about 10 days away from the draft. And we're going to be getting right back into draft content over these next couple weeks. Reminder, too, on Tuesday, David Furones will be joining me here. We'll be live during the day, so be out on the lookout for that. We'll be doing a live free agency discussion and recap. We'll be talking about all the moves that didn't happen. So you guys love when me and David Furones lay it down. So we'll be laying it down for you guys on Tuesday. Be out on the lookout for that. That is going to be a good one. And yeah, we're going to be, free agent content, but also we got to get back to the draft, baby. The draft content. So we got some big boards. We're going to do tight end big board. We're going to do a linebacker big board. And I'm probably going to let the members and we'll do a right tackle big board, right? So that'll take us to 4. I'm probably going to let the members, the channel members and patrons figure out that 5th because we've already done running back, right? I think they're going to linebacker. They're looking to still add to that. We're going to do tackle and we're going to do tight end. So we always do 5 every year, right? So I'll let patrons and channel members probably vote on that 5th big board. So be out on the lookout. It's all coming, baby. Smash that like button on the way out. I love each and every one of you. I hope each and every one of you have a blessed Friday night. I hope there's some action for us to circle back and talk about. And if there's a big move, you can bet your bottom dollar we'll be doing a panel, and I'll be opening it up to all of you guys. So, hell, we might even do a panel on Sunday just to get your guys' thoughts on how the first week of free agency has gone. So, content coming. Be out on the lookout. Love each and every one of you. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, fins up all day, every day, even beyond the grave in which we'll lay. I'll see y'all on the next one. Take it easy, everyone.